Hyperventilation training. Do not try this at home. Only an idiot would try this. You're lucky. I'm an absolute idiot, so I'm going to try it. But let's start off by saying, what is hyperventilation training? Well, it's a breathing technique where you intentionally reduce your breathing rate or even hold your breath for short periods of time. This raises the CO2 content in your body while also reducing the amount of oxygen you have. It's used to improve the body's efficiency of using oxygen. To understand it more, we need to think of how the body operates whilst exercising. So generally operates in two ways, aerobically or anaerobically. Aerobically means with oxygen, anaerobically means without oxygen. When we start training, we normally start off in an aerobic state, so with oxygen. We're taking in oxygen, and what that does, it uses carbohydrates and fat in your body to produce a substance called ATP. This ATP fuels your muscles whilst you're exercising. As you increase the intensity, you get to a point where you can no longer take in enough oxygen to produce the ATP. Your body then switches into an anaerobic mode. So this is now without oxygen. And what it uses is your glucose stores to produce the energy to fuel your muscles. This produces some byproducts, including lactic acid. And this affects your performance and is the thing that actually will slow you down when you're running, causing you to be out of breath and get to a period where you can no longer maintain that training without taking a rest. So if we can reduce our breath rate or hold our breath for short periods of time during training over a 6-8 week period, the theory is that we should make our body more efficient at using the oxygen and therefore stay in the aerobic state longer. And also this will raise the CO2 levels in our body. And it's the CO2 levels rising that make you breathe. So if you can tolerate higher levels of CO2 in your body, it'll mean that you're able to better regulate your breathing because you won't be panicking, your body won't be panicking into breathing quite so much. So the theory is that you can actually control your breathing more and you become more efficient at using the oxygen that you've got, therefore improving your overall performance. Now this is effective for mainly speed events, maybe sprinting, swimming, sprint cycling, etc. That's when it has the benefits. And there's some research done that backs this up. So I've got some of this research here, and it starts off by saying a study on rugby players reported a 64% increase in repeated sprint ability, that's the number of sprints before exhaustion, compared to traditional training. Swimmers show performance improvements of 3.5 to 4.4% over various distances after 10 sessions of training over 5 weeks of hypoventilation. And in running and swimming, gains of 1 to 4% have been reported after several weeks of hyperventilation training. Now, before we get on to seeing this idiot going out and give it a try, I would be hugely grateful if you would give my channel a like, and even better if you would subscribe to my channel to try and improve my subscription numbers. I've done some other videos like this, so if you'd like to go and check them out, please go and have a look. And also, please leave me some comments. I try to reply to all comments, but it'd be much appreciated if you would like and subscribe. Right, let's go and have a look how I got on at trying to run and hold my breath as well. It's only a couple of times that I did it, but I think it shows how difficult it can be.
So I'm 2 miles in, just slowed down. I've been running at a fairly easy pace, although it's quite windy. I was running against the wind, so I'm fairly out of breath. So the plan is to start running. Once I've got into my run, then I'm going to, on the exhale, and when I'm on the exhale, I'm going to hold my breath. I'm going to try and hold it for 15 seconds or so, or until I feel the urge to breathe, which is the advice from what I've read. So here goes, let's see what happens, eh? Here we go. Right, exhale and start. So 10 seconds. That was much harder than I thought it was going to be. I knew it would be difficult, but holding your breath for 10 seconds on an exhale when you've run for 2 miles, it's challenging. So that surprised me how difficult it is. I would have expected to be able to do 20 seconds at least. Anyway, that's the first go, so I'm just going to give myself a rest for 30 seconds more or so, give it another go, see what we can get then. Don't feel any other side effects at all, just the needing to breathe and out of breathness initially, no other symptoms. So breathing's sort of calmed down, so let's think about giving it another go. Let's start running, and here we go. About 12 seconds. Again, only effects is really probably more than moderately needing to breathe after 10 seconds. So it seems that's about my limit at the minute. I'm going to give it another few shots. Let's see what it does. I want to really see of when it takes any effect on my body in terms of muscles or dizziness or anything like that. So I'll give it another go. Recovery is quite quick, so let's give it another go. About 15 seconds maybe. Difficult, my watch kept flashing between the heart rate, so I couldn't really tell the time. But again, maybe 10 to 15 seconds. So it's getting a bit busier at the minute, so I'm going to switch this off. I'll wait till I've got past this roadworks and that, and then I'll try again. Right, that's me past the madness. So I'll slow down. Just get me breathing back under control, and then I'll give it another go. See if we can, one last chance, see if we can get anything other than about 10 to 12 seconds and see what the effects are. Right, here we go. So start breathing then without wanting to. 10 seconds again. So I'm not even getting close to any more time wise. I'll just give it one more chance, see if I can see how far I can get. I'll really go for it this time. I'll try and keep that breath held for as long as I can. So right, let's go. Wow, 15 seconds. I was pushing it then. No other side effects from getting out of breath very quickly through holding the breath for only 10 seconds. So I tried it this morning, just sat down, just as a demo, and I don't know, I didn't really time it, but I probably lasted 25-30 seconds fairly comfortably. So big change to when you're actually out running, which is to be expected. So I'll hand back to myself, the non-idiot, and he'll wrap up and give some conclusions. See you later.
So what are my overall thoughts on hyperventilation training? Well, having looked at what it is and looked at some of the research, it looks like it is a valid training method, and I think it is used hand in hand with altitude training as well. It shares some similarities with altitude training, but also there's some key differences as well. So who's it for? Well, it's certainly not for me, and it's not something I would ever want to try. Unlike a couple of the other training techniques I've tried, Jeffing and fartlek. I don't think anyone who is an average runner or athlete should be trying this at all. I don't even think that club athletes should be worrying about this. For me, this is for elite athletes who are looking for those marginal gains. They're looking for the hundredths and tenths of second improvements, which they'll stack on top of other improvements to get better times when they're competing. I don't think it's for anybody else. So if you have any comments or thoughts on hyperventilation training or anything I've said in the video, whether you want to challenge some of the things I've talked about, I'm no expert, then please leave comments below. And as I said before, please like and subscribe if you'd like to see more of this content. I am going to look at some more training techniques going forward over the next few weeks, and they will be more of what a normal athlete, can't believe I'm calling myself an athlete, would be able to achieve and may have some benefits. Certainly, I won't be looking at anything like this again. So let me have your thoughts, and hopefully I'll see you next time.